Okay, so today we're going to discuss about the white blood cells or your leukocytes. So basically, the leukocytes, leuko meaning to say they are colorless. They are relatively colorless when they are in our peripheral circulation compared with our RBC. They become colored only here when you try to stain that one, when you're making your smear and try to stain that one. But within our peripheral circulation, they are colorless. And they are much larger compared to the red blood cells, and at the same time that one would have here the nucleus, and we have here the normal values for your WBC that would have here the range of 5 to 10,000 per cubic millimeter, or the SI value would be 5 times 10 to the 10 per times 10 to the 9 per liter. Okay, so we have here the classification of your white blood cells. The first one we have here based on the presence of their granules in their cytoplasm. We have here the granulocyte versus your agranulocytes. For the granulocytes, this includes your neutrophil, your eosinophil, and we have also here the basophil. And for the granulocytes, we have here the monocyte and the lymphocytes. But actually, your monocyte and even your lymphocyte will still have here the presence of the granules. But in the case, for example, of your monocyte, meron siyang granules. Only that one is a fine dust azurophilic granules. And this one kasi very prominent ang kanilang granules. Another one, in terms of their nucleus here, where they're able to segment or lobulate. So, for example, kung ito ang nucleus nila, kung nagsisegment or naglo-lobulate yan, so we could classify that one as polymorphonuclear, where try to segment. Again, still your granulocyte, neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, where they have here the segmenter. And for the mononuclear, so that includes here your monocyte and lymphocyte, because their nucleus here we just have parang round to oval lang, hindi siya nagsisegment as they mature. Another classification would be their function. As to their function, we have here the phagocytes. So when we speak about the phagocyte, they try to engulf or try to remove here the pathogen, the foreign antigen that enters our body through the process called here the phagocytosis. So what's involved in the phagocytosis could be your neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, or even your monocyte. Another one, we have here the immunocyte. So this includes your lymphocytes. They're involved here in our immunity. So we have here the T cell, the T lymphocyte, which is involved in your cell-mediated immunity. We have also here the B lymphocyte, which is involved in the antibody production or the humoral immunity. Okay, for us then to classify or to know here if the cell is already mature or young, the most important criteria we need to base on their nuclear chromatin pattern. Okay, so if the cell is just a young cell, the nuclear chromatin pattern here is still fine. But as it try to mature, it become coarser and become clump. Okay, we could not rely on the color of your, let's say, cytoplasm and even in the nucleus or even the size as to the maturity. And the best way is by estimation here is by observing for the nuclear chromatin pattern. Okay, now we discuss the granulopoiesis. So we have here, okay, so we just have to clarify here that as the cell mature here with your granulopoiesis, the first one we have here the cytoplasm from the blue magiging acidophilia. Another one, the nuclear chromatin pattern from the fine magiging coarser, magiging clump as they try to mature. Another one would be the appearance of their granules as they mature. And eventually their size also try to decrease as they try to mature. So those are the basic characteristics of the normal maturation series of your granulopoiesis. So are your granulocytes. The first one we have here, so granulopoiesis here speaks about the production of your granulocytes, basophil, neutrophil, and then we have your eosinophils. So first we have here the myeloblasts. So this is the earliest stage here. So that measures 15 to 20 micrometer in diameter with a nucleocytoplasm ratio of 4:1 in the presence of 3 to 5 nucleoli. Promyelocytes, on the other hand, measure 15 to 21 micrometer and would have here the nucleoli of 2 to 3 and would have nucleocytoplasm ratio of 3:1 to 2:1. And the promyelocyte stage here characterized by the appearance of your primary granules. Other name for that is your azerophilic granules, or this is also your non-specific granules. Then we have here the myelocytes measures 12 to 18 micrometer in diameter with the absence already of the nucleoli. And we have here, this is a stage where your specific granules or secondary granules appears. So making that one specific and therefore able to identify the three granulocytes because of their appearance already of their specific granules. For the neutrophil, the granules of the neutrophils would have here the pink in color. Eosinophils would have here the orange-red, the granules, this is the biggest granules actually. And we have also here the basophil, which is your blue-black granules. Okay, so that one. I think this one's much bigger than that. Okay, the next stage we have here, but before that one, so this three stages from your myeloblasts up to your myelocytes, they're all capable of your mitosis or cell division. The next stage here, after this myelocytes, this no longer capable of the mitosis. Okay, the next one, we have here your metamyelocyte or your juvenile. So it's measured 10 to 15 micrometer and characterized by nucleus having a kidney shape or the bean shape. Only that this one, the nucleus indentation here is less than the width of its nucleus. And this one is also characterized, this stage also characterized here by the appearance of your secondary granules. I mean your tertiary granules. Tertiary granules could also appear in this. The next one, we have here the band or the stub or the stub. So that's 9 to 15 micrometer in diameter. And we have here the nucleus SC shape. And they'll just differ with this one because again, the indentation of the nucleus here is occupying almost half of its width of the nucleus. Segmenter, so pag nag-segment na siya, so basically that one is the segmentation. Okay, kung may nagsiseparate dito na like say this one, tapos merong maliit dito na parang thin filamentous or the thin thread-like filament separating the lobes here that become your segmenter. Pero pag wala ka nakikita, almost na medyo may thin area in this one, so that still become part, they still consider here a band or the stop or the stuff. Pero kasi pag medyo may maliit na dito na nag-separate from one segment to another, now that we come here, consider as your segmenter. For the segmenter, we have the neutrophil measure 9 to 15 micrometer diameter and would have here 2 to 5 lobes. More than 5 lobes, we consider that one as already as hypersegmented neutrophil. And that's related to your megaloblastic anemia. Okay, the granules again here is pink in color. Eosinophil, the size fine 9 to 15 micrometer diameter. The lobe is 2, that's bilobe. Would have here the red-orange granules. For the basophil, that's 10 to 16 micrometer to the 4 lobes. And the lobes and the granules in the cytoplasm here, blue-black. And that would have considered to be a water-soluble granules, and that one is an overlying granules. Could not even see the nucleus because of that overlying granules. Okay, the next one, we have here the granulocytes here. So start here with the lymphopoiesis. So we have here the earlier stage in the lymphocyte will be your lymphoblasts. So that's 12 to 18 micrometer with the blue cytoplasm. And we have also here the nucleus of that is round the oval. The prolymphocyte will almost the same characteristics as with your lymphoblasts, only that will have here smaller in size. And for the lymphocytes, the mature one, we have here the small lymphocytes measure 8 to 10 micrometer in diameter. The medium size is 10 to 12, and the large would have here 12 to 16 micrometer in diameter. So the lymphocyte characterized here by the cytoplasm being a light blue and the nucleus is dark blue cytoplasm. It's also characterized here by a compact na nucleus. Okay, then we have here the plasma cells. So eventually your lymphocyte would stay in you to become the plasma cells once they are activated by your antigen. Okay, before that one, for the maturation of your lymphocytes, so start here the maturation here. There are two stages for that. One is the antigen independent maturation. The antigen independent maturation occur in your primary lymphoid organs. Okay, so it's being called as the antigen independent maturation because again they try to mature in their primary lymphoid organ without meeting up with the pathogen without the activation of the pathogen. And then we have also here the next would be the antigen dependent maturation. Antigen dependent maturation occur in the secondary lymphoid organ where they try to meet with the antigen that's being trapped in your secondary lymphoid organ. Once they try to meet with the antigen, so they are being stimulated, and that become your antigen dependent maturation. And that again occur in your secondary lymphoid organs. So again, once they try to meet with the antigen or pathogen, your B lymphocytes become here the plasma cells or your antibody forming cells. So is your plasma cells here measure 8 to 12 micrometer in diameter and is characterized here by an eccentric nucleus. When speak about eccentric to hindi siya nasa gitna. And that one would have a characteristic na cartwheel appearance. Okay, it also characterized here with the presence of a clear staining area. So this one's your nucleus, my clear area on that here near the nucleus. You call it one as your perinuclear halo or you call it one as your hoof. Okay, then we have here the variants of the plasma cells. The first one, we have here the flame cell. Flame cell characterized here by the red staining of the cytoplasm of your plasma cells that called it was a flame cell. We have also here the Russell bodies. It's a red staining globulus in the cytoplasm. And we have also moral barrier is a presence of many globules. It's a group of your Russell bodies found in the cytoplasm. Okay, the next one, we have here the monocytic series. So we start with the monoblasts. So monoblasts usually found here in acute monocytic leukemia. Then we have here the promonocyte measure 14 to 20 micrometer in diameter. The cytoplasm for that is fine, it's a blue-gray cytoplasm with the presence of the fine dust azorphilic granules, or you call it that would have a characteristic na ground glass appearance because very fine granules. Then we have here the nucleus of that is round. Then we have the monocyte, the size and the cytoplasm would have the same characteristics as your promonocyte. Only that the nucleus of your monocyte is much from the round na promonocyte, it become kidney shape, become bean shape. Another one, the nucleus would have here the superimposed brain-like convolution characteristics. Okay, once your monocyte enter your tissues, it become here your macrophages. They try to take their own residence. Okay, so they are being called here by their name according to where they are found. So in the liver, you call them as recombinant cells. In your lungs, alveolar, brain, microglia, skin, Langerhans, spleen. We have here the littoral cell. Bones, we have here the osteoclast. And we have here the lymph nodes, we have here the dendritic cell. Okay, now we go to the brief description of the different WBC. We start here with your neutrophil. So again, neutrophil would have here 2 to 5 lobes. More than 5 lobes is hypersegmented. The cytoplasm that contains here the granules, which is pink to lilac to violet in color. So again, we have here different granules present in your neutrophil. So first, we have here the primary granules. It's also called here your azurophilic granules, also called here as your non-specific granules. Again, this has been produced here during the promyelocyte stage. So for the primary granules includes the following: myeloperoxidase. We have also here your acid beta-glycerophosphatase. We have also catepsin, defensin, elastase, proteinases. Secondary granules, also called here the specific granules, and it's being produced here during your myelocyte stage. This includes your collagenase, gelatinase. We have also here beta-2 microglobulin, lactoferrin, and we have your transcobalamin. For the tertiary granules being produced during your meta-myelocyte stage or your juvenile, this includes here the gelatinase, collagenase. We have also here the lysozyme, acetyltransferase, and we have beta-2 microglobulin. And we have also here the secretory granules or the secretory vesicles. So this is the first to be produced here. We try to fuse with the plasma membrane. Okay, now we have here the kinetics, or you call it one as your neutrophil kinetics. So when we speak about kinetics, just the movement of your cells here primarily from your bone marrow going to your peripheral circulation and eventually up to your tissue area. So in the bone marrow, there are two population of your neutrophil. One is your proliferating pool, another one is your maturation pool. Your proliferating pool here are those mga neutrophils which are capable of mitosis. Again, we're talking about your myeloblasts, promyelocyte up to your myelocytes because again, they are all capable of mitosis. So they are found in the proliferative pool. What constitutes here your maturation pool here will be those cells which are already matured. That's from your myelocyte up to your band. Okay, and the transit time for the basically for the transformation from your myeloblast to your myelocyte would be 4 to 6 days. And another 6 days for the entire maturation. And after that one, from that um, bone marrow here, the mature neutrophils being released in your peripheral circulation, and that's under the influence of your growth factor, which is your granulocyte colony stimulating factor. Once within here in your peripheral circulation, it also constitutes here into two population pa din. So we have 50% in the marginating pool, another 50% found here in the circulating pool. So marginating pool here are those mga neutrophils which try to stick to the side. Okay, try to stick here. Dito sila nag-adhere sa side ng ating mga blood vessels. So they are called here the marginating pool. And 50% of your neutrophil, however, here are freely circulating here. So they constitute your circulating pool. And after that one, your neutrophil try to enter the tissues where they try to become they try to exert their phagocytic function. For those neutrophils not able to enter the tissue, they die because they're not able to meet with your pathogen. Okay, now we go to the functions of your neutrophil. The first one, we have here your neutrophils involved in it's capable of phagocytosis. So when speak about phagocytosis, just the act of the ingestion of your pathogen. So divided here into three main stages. We have recognition and the adherence. So recognition starts with the chemotaxis. Speak about the chemotaxis, just the attraction of your neutrophil to the site in your body or tissues here where you have your pathogen. What attracts here your neutrophil towards the tissue site would be the chemotaxins, which includes your C3A, C5A na complement component. Next one, we have here the diapedes. It's just the migration, maglalakad. Ang ating neutrophil by passing through the vessel wall going to your tissues. From your blood vessels, dadaan sa blood vessel wall, lalabas papunta sa tissues natin. And that's your diapedes. Then, once your neutrophil is already in the tissue site where there's a pathogen, you could recognize that one is a pathogen because that pathogen has been coated here with your immunoglobulin or C3 complement component, and that's the process of your opsonization. Opsonization is thereby allowing here your pathogen to make it tasty for your phagocytes. The second step, we have here the ingestion process. So that's the endocytosis. Once your neutrophil try to adhere to the membrane of your phagos of your pathogen, try to encircle that one and try to engulf. Once inside your neutrophil, it try to go to the vacuole. You call this one your phagosome. And after that one, it undergo here the killing digestion process. For the killing digestion process, there are two. We have here the oxygen dependent, which involves here the NADPH oxidase, your hydrogen peroxide, and your hypochlorite. And the oxygen independent, on the other hand, involves here number one, change in the pH. So starting here with the alkaline pH become neutral because again the neutral pH is where your enzymes works best. And after that one, the fusion also of your primary and secondary granules with your phagosome to form here the phagolysosomes because again your granules content here are toxic enzymes and therefore it's here to the killing digestion of your pathogens. So that's the entire phagocytosis.